Hey, good morning, everybody. It's another gloomy Tuesday here in the Carolinas. I'm First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich. There's a lot to talk about today, so we're going to get right into the nuts and bolts of how much rain we're going to see, how long it's sticking around, and more importantly, the question everybody's been asking me: when are we going to see the sun again? That's a good question. We're not going to see it anytime soon. Right now, we've got light to moderate rain falling across most of the area. In some spots, we actually have heavy rain falling in the mountains. I'll take the temperatures off because they won't move much today. Mid to upper 70s. You can kind of widen this out and see the pattern. We've got rain back to the west, to our south. We've got an upper low here. We've got a cold front sweeping through the Midwest. And we've got Tropical Storm Joaquin off the southeast coast, all coming together to make for a big mess here over the next couple of days. So let's turn off the current conditions. We know it's soggy, wet, and just gloomy out there. Let's start looking at some model data on what we think is going to happen here in the next 24 hours. So let me back this up a little bit. I kind of jumped ahead here a couple of hours. We'll back up to later today. And we've got plenty of rain around, obviously, this morning. There's showers. There's even some heavier downpours in the mountains where we're getting some additional lift. Let me show you the water vapor loop really quickly because you can see that upper low diving up through parts of the Ohio Valley. Here comes the cold front, and there's our little old tropical low that's moving up in this. So a big fetch of moisture, as well as you can clearly see our tropical storm there. So that's a quick look at the moisture. There's plenty of it out there. Let's go into the future and kind of show you how things unfold as we go through the next couple of days here. Heavy rain moving into the Carolinas tonight. Through tomorrow. It looks like we might get into a little bit of a lull in the activity tomorrow, though I think we're still going to see a lot of light rain and drizzle around through the afternoon tomorrow. The interesting thing is as we go into Thursday, it looks like things kind of calm down briefly. We still got some light rain and drizzle around as we go through Thursday. So not looking at a ton of rain. But what's interesting is what happens with our tropical storm. The front tries to get down here and it kind of stalls over the region or just to our south. We might get some cooler air, and it all depends where the front sets up. But down here, just left of me, you can see that's the tropical system. And by now, it's probably going to be a tropical storm. It's going to be weak, but it's got a lot of moisture with it. It starts moving up and it wraps into the upper low and the cold front, and everything kind of what we call retrograde starts moving back to the west. So you could see as we go towards Friday, moisture starts backing up towards our area. We still got heavy rain along the coast. And let me go in a little bit closer so we could see this. As we go through the day Friday, that moisture really starts to back up into the Outer Banks and eastern North Carolina, the coastal plain. And then we get this heavy rain band that sets up. Because remember, there's an upper low and a front, or a trough essentially, and tropical moisture getting fed into it. So this is a really complex weather situation setting up against the east coast here. This heavy rain will spread all the way in, maybe to Raleigh. You see that heavy rain band, and just light rain back towards Charlotte as we go into early on Saturday. But Saturday, I'm going to keep a small rain chance in, knowing that this heavy rain is not too far away. That's something to seriously watch, though, if you have Saturday plans. Right now, the rain chance on Saturday, 20-30%. But if this heavy rain band backs up, that might go up a little bit. Right now, that looks to stay to the east. And then as we go into Sunday, the cold front starts to win out and the trough begins to shift east and cooler, drier air moves in. So Sunday looking a lot better. So if you're looking for sunshine, Sunday might end up being the day that we see our best chance of seeing some sunshine. Already have flood watches up for the mountains and foothills. All these areas shaded in green. And what's interesting is those flood watches extend all the way up the east coast, through the Appalachians all the way into the northeast. How much rain are we talking about? Well, this is from the Weather Prediction Center. You can see the area in purple, which is right over most of the Carolinas. That's around 1.5 to 2 inches, and then you get towards the east, you're talking 3, 4, maybe 5 inches of rain. So really big soaker over the next couple of days, and this rain is likely going to be heaviest to the east, but we've got to watch that scenario where that low backs up on us. Depending on how far west it gets, it could make our Friday and Saturday a whole lot wetter than we have in the forecast right now. The one thing I'm going to say is I can't take rain out of the forecast completely until at least maybe Sunday, and that's when we'll have our best chance of drying out. So very complex weather situation, a lot of moving parts, which makes the forecast very uncertain. We have a lot of what we call bust potential. I'm certain we're going to see rain. The question is how much rain and how long it sticks around. Those are the two big questions we have going towards the end of the week. I hope that kind of clears it up for you. I hope you're staying dry out there today. Let's go back here and turn the current conditions on just so you can see how miserable it is out there. It's miserable, but the good news, folks, on National Coffee Day, We're getting much needed rain, and this is certainly going to help in the drought. It's not going to wipe it out, but this is a huge step in the right direction. Hope you have a great Tuesday. I'll see you today starting at 4, 5, and 6 on NBC Charlotte.